I just had my first customer of the week. He gave me a vague address to go to. He said, behind the beer store in a certain part of town. And I go, okay, do you have an exact address? And he says, oh, no, it's right by the beer store. It's that big apartment building. And then we got halfway. I asked him, how you doing today? Have you had a good day? He sort of mumbled at me. And about 1/3 of the way, he sort of fell asleep. And he was passed out. And when we got there, I gave him a shove on the shoulder. Hey, wake up, buddy. He didn't wake up. So at that point, I didn't want to wake him up any harder because I don't want to be charged with assault or anything stupid like that. So, I called the police to help me wake him up because, you know, the police can do that and it's okay. But if I try it, it could be, you know, I don't want to get involved. It's not my business to wake up people. So I called the police and they said, well, are you able to yell at him and get him to wake up? I say, look, I shoved him on the shoulder. I yelled at him. He didn't wake up. I don't want to hurt him, you know, because I'm not trained in that. So she said, you're going to have to call 911 emergency. So that's what I did. And the guy was still quite intoxicated. They were asking me if he's breathing. And I looked and I said, yeah, he's breathing, but he's not responding to anything that if I yell at him or shove him on the shoulder, he doesn't move. So they sent an ambulance, and the ambulance guys had a bit of trouble waking him up, but they got him awake. And me and the two ambulance guys managed to convince him to pay me. And he paid me on a debit card, and it all worked out. And so now I'm on my way again. That was my first customer of the shift, my first customer of the week. Way to go. It can only get better than that now, from here on. We're at the airport. It's just after 4 in the morning, and what a night it's been. My first customer fell asleep, but he went from one end of town to the other. And I had a couple other fares that went from one end of town to the other, and those were just glorious. Those were in the $30 range. And I had one in the $40 range that went to the Western Communities. That was lovely. Now this morning, I had fallen asleep a couple times just watching videos. And I'm trying to get caught up, but I've had such a busy weekend with videos and YouTube and related activities that I have not had a chance to watch everything that I'm subscribed to. So then this morning I'm watching something and I get another call, and it's to a street corner near a park. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of odd. And that went to Sydney. And Sydney is the town that's right near the airport here. And then as I was heading back down into Victoria, I get into a part of town where there's an old folks home, and I get pinged to go to the old folks home for 20 minutes away. So in the parking lot, I'm watching some videos, and then I went to the place, you know, about 10 minutes before the time call was due, and they were ready. And these two old ladies came out to the airport. They're flying to Toronto and going to Niagara Falls. And then they're going to take a train back to Vancouver from Ontario. So that should be a lot of fun. For them, anyway. Maybe someday I'd like to do that train trip. I don't know. Gotta have money to do that. Anyways, so because of that, it's been a really good night. I've got about almost 300 on. I know I had 250. Maybe I've got 300. I'll have to count it, but I know I'm close. And since it's only 4:13, I do have almost a couple hours left to go, and I'll probably have another fare or two. So it looks highly probable that I will crack the 300. I just need one more $10 fare, I think, to do it. So that will be just great. It's been a good night for a Monday. Okay, this just happened not long ago. I was sent to an address to pick someone up. And on my way there was this woman waving at me. And did I mark that down? Did I mark that down? Yeah, I did. Okay. So I'll just put, gotta keep on top of everything here. L. Rick. Okay, okay. So anyway, I'm going to get this customer, and this woman is waving at me from a corner, and I think, no, don't pick her up. There's something wrong here. And she had a ugly bulldog with her too, and I don't really like dogs to begin with, but this was just a big fat bulldog. And so, or was it a pug? I don't know. It was that kind of dog, you know, the one with the low stance and the ugly face and the slobbering jowls. It still smells like dog in here. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I take my customer where he's going, and then I get sent down to the mall, and I got this premonition, I got this feeling that it's going to be her, the woman with the dog. Sure enough, it was the woman with the dog. And she wanted to go to Gorge and Orillia. So we go down Orillia to the Gorge, and we're there at Gorge and Orillia. And I say, well, is this where you want to be? She says, no, I want to be at 168. I said, 168? She said, no, 168 or 268. You know the place. I say, no, I don't. And I say, is it near the Ramada Inn? And she says, well, yeah, but not so far. Okay. So we head in that direction. And she says, what are we doing here? You know, and she said, it's the low-income housing we want to go to. I said, oh, is it the one on the left there? She says, no, we want to go to the low-income housing. Keep going this way and go over the bridge and turn left on Craigflower. So we turned left on Craigflower. And, oh, you know what? I should return the bag to her place right now. What a mess. Okay. So what did I do? I took her to where she wanted to go. She wanted to go to the blinking green light. So we went to the blinking green light that she pointed out to me. Oh, crap! I'm obviously shaken up. I want to pull a U-turn because it's not the way I want to go. Fuck. Oh, man. So we're at an apartment building near a green blinking light. I say, is this the building? She says, no, this is not it. It's the other one. I say, okay, which other one? She says, you know, Queens Manor. I say, Queens Manor? No, just give me an address. I don't know the names of different buildings. Just give me an address. She said, you know, the place near the Dairy Queen? I said, oh, that Queens. Okay, fine. I can take you there. No problem. Take you there. So I took her there. And got her to Queens Manor. And she was trying to reach someone who was there and buzzing up the apartment and waking people up, and she finally got the guy, and there was a car that drove up, and she says, hey, that's my car. And she says, well, I'm not driving home tonight, so I'm going to take the cab. But we were waiting for her to come down with all of her stuff, or for the guy to come down with all his stuff, her car keys and her wallet and her credit cards and all that stuff. And the place is up here somewhere. Whoa. Okay. stop the car. And I'm gonna go in the back. I'm gonna grab her bag of stuff. I'm gonna put it right here. There it is. And I'm gonna get myself out of here. Okay. I got rid of her bag. I put her bag on the front lawn. It's just a shopping bag with a bunch of ripped up pieces of paper. So anyways, she wanted to go to this address and I thought, oh shit, oh no, am I going to get paid? And she says, well, no, that's where my man lives and he's got the money. Or, you know, I have to go home. I can't stay here. This was after sitting in front of this place for 15 minutes. This building full of crackheads and wackos and people with mental illnesses, and people who would normally be on the street if the charities and welfare didn't take care of them. You know the kind of people I'm talking about? Well, she was trying to get her car keys. She was not going to drive. I think she was disoriented as if she'd been smoking crack, and a lot of it. She was disoriented badly. Okay. I think I'm calming down a little bit. Well, when we finally got to the house, she said, I'm going to see if I can get in the house, and she says, what can I give you for collateral? I said, do you have a phone? She says, no, I have a landline. I said, not a landline, a cell phone. What I want is a cell phone for collateral, if you can, you know. And she says, well, I don't have one now because I gave my cell phones. People got my cell phones already. Oh, really? People got your cell phones. Lovely. So now, much of the way, or much of the fare, I had paused the meter because I didn't know if I was going to get paid. I was going to kick her the hell out because I was tired of it. And she had her fat bulldog on the back seat the whole time. Why is it people who are mixed up and fucked up on all kinds of bad drugs, they have to have dogs with them? I really do not know. Anyways, I sat there in the driveway for about 15 minutes, and she came back down, and I said, look, do you want for me to call the police? Because I'm going to have to call the police to get paid here. And she says, well, I don't have any money on me. I say, well, there is someone in the house who might have the money, that you know can pay for the cab. And she says, okay, I'll go get it. She goes up to the door, and she's knocking on the door half-heartedly, and she says, look, you know, it's not his fault. He's 78 years old, and he's got nothing to do with this. I said, yeah, but you owe me some money. You can owe it to him, you know? That's not my problem. I just want to get paid. So I called the cops. I don't know why I took her home, but I figured maybe there was a chance. I know the story's getting all disjointed right now, but there was a chance that I would get paid just because there was somebody who lived in that house who had money, right? So I'm sitting there in the driveway, and she comes back down and says, he's not answering the door, he's probably fast asleep. I said, look, I'm going to call the cops now. So I'm dialing on the phone, I'm dialing the police number, and what, another one? Oh, you know what? forget it. I'm not going. I've just crossed the bridge. I'm not going. Fuck it. I can send somebody else. Okay, so where was I? She comes back. She came down and said that he can't. I say, well, you know, I'm calling the police now. So I'm dialing the police, and it says, you know, this is the police line. Stay on the line. So on. She said, okay. I'll go get him. So she manages to wake the guy up. The lights come on, and when the lights came on, I breathed a sigh of relief. And she came down with a bank card, and she paid with the bank card. There was no tip or nothing, but that is quite all right. I really don't care. I could have gotten double the fare had I left the meter on the whole time while we were waiting in front of these apartment buildings where she had left her bag or whatever, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So now I've dropped her stupid, filthy bag that had nothing of value in it. It was like a shopping bag with nothing in it. Just pieces of paper and crumbled up shit. So I got paid finally. I had her in the car for 1 hour and a bit, and she would get out a few times and knock on doors and wait for someone to bring her bag, or apparently someone else had her car and her keys, and they were taking all her shit out of the car, but she didn't really care. I mean, this is bad scene. And I said, well, if your car is here and you were kicked out of this place, how did you get to Tillicum? She said, well, what about Tillicum? I said, well, that's where I picked you up, at Tillicum. Man, what a joke. So anyways, it's now almost 2 o'clock. It's time to test my blood sugar. And it's probably elevated because, it's Wednesday, 6:23. I'm just starting my shift, 6:23 p.m. See, that last segment was so big that it filled up my phone, so I couldn't talk about the end of the night, which was just spectacular. After I had that crazy woman, it took me a little while to calm down. And I had a couple of fares between then and about 4 in the morning. And the night was going pretty good, you know. After I got paid from her, I had a couple hundred on. And then at around 4 o'clock, I got sent to the Silver City Cinema. Now, there's no movies playing at 4 in the morning at the Silver City Cinema. And there's no movie that goes so long to be finished at 4 o'clock in the morning. But I pulled up to the Silver City, and there was this girl there. And she said, we're going to Souk. I said, really? She said, yeah, we're going to Souk. I said, okay, fine. So as we were pulling through the parking lot, she says, that other cab over there wouldn't take me. And there was one of a cab from another fleet sitting there in the parking lot, and the guy said he wouldn't take her without seeing the cash first. Well, okay, fine. So I took her out to Souk, and we got to the guy's place who she was going to visit. So it was a big booty call, or maybe he was paying for it. I really don't know what the story is. But she was going to see him out in Souk, and it ended up being $75. I think she was a call girl. And, you know, she would go anywhere somebody wanted her. So the other cab wouldn't take her, but I took her. I got my $75. I came back towards town. Passing through Langford, I got another fare for about $25 that went in towards Esquimalt. So that was like $100 just because I took that call. And then I had another short one after that here in town, and then I was really tired. I could barely see, so I cut it there, and that was the end of my night. So I did really well. I had 2 $300 nights in a row, Monday and Tuesday. Each has an $18 lease, and the fuel was less than $20. So profit about $400 so far, and that's only 2 nights working. I like that. That's really good. Now I can just coast the rest of the week. And I'll be able to afford a particular bottle of scotch that I've been having my eye on and thought, I will never get this. But if it's the only bottle I buy this week, I'll be able to swing it. This here is a rare one. It's 10:30 and we're at the airport. And I don't usually go to the airport at 10:30. And I don't know why it's a big freaking traffic jam here. But it is a big freaking traffic jam here. I don't know why, and that's not my problem. I'm going to get right past this crap. What is going on? Are there that many pedestrians crossing in front? Like I said, I don't usually come here this late. Looks like an awful fustercluck to me. And this guy wants to get into the taxi zone. And all these other cars want to... I don't know what they're doing. Oh, I guess they're all loading or something. This is not supposed to be. You're supposed to go into the... All these cars, what are they doing? I don't know. They're supposed to go into the short-term parking or something, but I couldn't tell you what the story is here. And I'm not allowed to sit here because I'm not in their fleet. These guys, they're all picking up people. And I'm not in their fleet, so I'm not allowed to sit here because they pay to sit here. And I'm going to just go right through and get out of here. Yeah, these guys, I picked them up at 2 cheap motels, or low-end motels, not quite downtown. And they were both going to the airport to get on a flight that goes to Toronto. At 11:30, the plane leaves for Toronto. It's a big flight. I guess they just had a flight come in from Toronto, and that's why all these taxis are loading. And I'm not allowed to sit there because I'm not part of their fleet that pays a lot of money to sit there. That's fine with me. I don't care. I'll deadhead it back into town empty unless I get sent back here to get somebody. And so on and so on and so on. Turn my top light back on and just head back towards town. And I'll tell you what happened at the end. So far the night's been going a little on the slower side. I've been watching some video and just relaxing. And I did a few calls. And now I got this one, which was like $53. So yeah, that's a bonus. Anyway, I'll fill you in later on. We're about almost halfway, not even halfway through the shift. Lovely. So, again, we're at the airport. It is now just 5 minutes after 4 in the morning. I got sent from my place in Zone 68 out near the hospital to pick somebody up. And he was going just over the highway, basically to the other side across the highway. So he went from one address on one side of the highway to the other side. And it was good because I had dropped off, and then I was sent to the Work Point barracks for the Navy. And that was a long way away. It was like a 15-minute drive, but I had 10 minutes to make it. And I got to the gate at the barracks, and the guard pointed me to the wrong building. So I had to find my customers, who are two sailors from the Navy, and they're going to be flying to Korea. So they had to get a flight, or they had to get the earliest flight from Victoria to Vancouver so that they could wait in Vancouver at the airport for 6 hours to get a plane that flies to Korea. How's that for efficiency? And he said, well, it was a last-minute booking. As you can see, it's raining a little bit out here, so I'm going to get back into town and maybe watch some more videos. I haven't watched that much. I've been too busy. The last 3 nights. This is my third $300 night in a row, and I still got 2 hours to go. So it might be a $300+ night. So far this week I've put up with a lot of shit, but I've been doing okay financially. I've been doing really good financially, actually. Well, it's 6:22 a.m. and I'm dropping off at the airport for the third time in this shift. After the last one, I went to sleep in my customary usual spot, and I did have a fare at around 5 o'clock, and it was to take this girl downtown to work. And then I went back to my spot, as I always do, or as I usually do, and I fell asleep again. And at about 10 to 6, I woke up again. And after waking up at 10 to 6, just like a minute or two later, I get a beep. This thing beeps at me. So, you know, I kind of shake my head and go, okay, well, what now? And it ends up being another run to the airport. So it's 3-in-1 trip. I've done more than 350 for the whole shift. I did about 370, I think. I'd have to count it to make sure, but for a Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all 300 and up. I wonder if this will continue for Thursday. This is really the end now. It's, you know, 6:24 and day shift, and it's the owner who's driving today. He usually starts at 7 or after 7, so I've got enough time to get back into town and fuel it up. I don't think I'll be washing it because it's kind of raining, and if I was to wash it at the car wash out here near the airport, the car would get dirty again by the time I'm in town, because all the crap being, all of the road dirt and everything being sprayed around by the wheels of other vehicles. So, well, this concludes the Wednesday night. And, I'll talk to you tomorrow. This time I mean it. It's time to wake up. It's the end of the shift. I had quite a good night. I did about, almost 300. Not quite. And I was watching videos and I fell asleep watching one about an hour ago, maybe an hour and a half ago. I was lucky and had some good long trips. Not too long, just longer. And it was steady enough, it was busy enough earlier on. Yeah, can't complain there. I'm just really tired. This daylight is, yeah. We're getting close to that summer solstice. It is now the, 16th? So 5 more days and it's the longest day of the year. And to me this doesn't look like 6 o'clock. To me this looks like later. Well, I had a affair with these I had a fare with these guys from, I guess, South America or somewhere. They spoke only Spanish. And they ended up going from the Walmart out to a farm. And then I got another call way out there at that farm, out on the peninsula, or at another farm, where they were doing some kind of a wine tasting event for charity, or something. It was a vineyard. And these were two rich guys in the back seat. Like, I mean, really rich. Like, guys who start up companies with $12 million in the Amazon and shit. And one of them got a boat. He wasn't planning on buying a boat, but the boat made its way to him. And he says it would cost $500 to have it moored at a marina, but he and his wife's schedules are so busy that they will only get one free weekend all summer long. Goodness, every one of my weekends is free. I prefer it this way. We could get a green light anytime soon. I want to go get... There we go. I'm going to go get the car washed and park it. One more night to go. This is the ferries. This is my way out of here. They got a ferry coming in, and they've got like 5 taxis sitting here waiting. And they've got 2 buses, so... I just made $81. It was $68 on the meter. She gave me a $13 tip on her card. Beautiful. That money's going to go directly into the bank because I've got my lease already put together. I had my lease together already at the end of Wednesday night for the whole week, and now it's Friday, and now it's Friday, so all of the Interac and charges that I had will go into my bank account. And all of the charges and Interacs that I make tonight will also go into my bank account. Just because all the cash will go for shopping. And that includes whiskey. I've got enough cash, or I will have enough cash at the end of tonight to buy a really expensive bottle that I've had my eye on. And to get some groceries and stuff, and all the charges will be a check that I will receive tomorrow afternoon, and that check will go right in the bank, because I got to start saving up for car insurance. My car insurance will be due in July, and now we're just about a month away from that. Today is what, the 16th or 16th, yeah, and I think my car insurance expires on the 20th of July, so I got to get like $600 together to do that. Shouldn't be a problem. Got a whole month to do it. Instead of buying 2 or 3 bottles, I'll buy, 1 or 2 bottles a week, and that should get it together. Yeah. And now we're getting into the beginnings of ferry traffic, because the ferry just dropped off people. It's the last ferry of the night coming. No, there's going to be one more ferry coming later, but this is the last ferry coming, leaving here. So I got a little 20-25 minute drive back into town, and I'll let you know how the night went towards the end of it. Now it's just almost 9 o'clock, so 1/4 of the way through the night, and I got a trip to the ferries. I'm doing well. The whole week's been good. I'll tell you about it later. It's Saturday morning. It's almost 5 o'clock. I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to use this driveway, and I'm going to roll backwards down the hill. And I'll explain to you why I do that. Because if I use a reverse gear to turn around, then it resets the beeper for the seatbelt warning, and I know I'm not wearing a seatbelt, so I don't need a beeper to tell me so. So I rolled back down the hill backwards just because using the reverse gear resets the beeper. So without using the reverse gear while backing up in neutral, I avoid hearing beeps, which is great. It was a busy night. Well, at the very beginning, it was a little bit relaxed. There wasn't all that much. I had a few short trips before 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, I got a call. I was downtown and I got sent towards a part of town called Fernwood. And from there, I got a customer. She went all the way out to the ferries. And she was worried that maybe we were leaving too late, and I said, no, don't worry, you've got more than 45 minutes until they don't let anybody on the ferry, and it will take only half that time to get out there, and which it did. And I told her the story of that crazy woman that I had the other night who didn't know where she was going or what she was doing, and it was like $63 on the fare, and she gave me like 81. So she must have enjoyed the story of the crazy woman who didn't know where the hell she was going. And then what else happened? Oh, really? A street cleaner? At this time, we got a street cleaner. Well, you know what? It's a double yellow line, but I don't see anything coming, so... Oh, there is something coming. Alright. Alright. Let's get past this bullshit. Okay. Much better. So now we've come from Vic West into Victoria. Okay, what else has been going on? I took her out to the ferries, then on the way back from the ferries, I got sent to the bus exchange at Royal Oak. And that guy went a little ways out the peninsula to Tanner Road. And then I was coming back in again, and I got pinged near Royal Oak, and these two girls were going downtown. And as soon as they went downtown, I turned a corner and got another fare. And it was like that for the rest of the night. It was one right after another. Either a call right nearby, or somebody got in when somebody got out. And it was just stinking busy. Right now, it's... what time? 4:59. Okay, it's almost 5. And I've got over 500 on. I think I'm at about 510 or so. Yeah. And that even includes being pretty quiet from 3:30 on. From 3:30 till now. What happened at, around 3, I got sent to a gas station. And these 4 boys had been in a fight with some other boys, and what had happened is they pulled in to the gas station. What are you doing on your bike? Good gosh. They put bike lanes all over the town, yet on the street where there's no bike lane, there's the bike, and he wants to cut in front of a moving vehicle. Yeah, right. How long you want to live? And somebody's selling a beater. What's he want for it? Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see. Somebody is selling a beater. Let's have a look. '91 Acura Integra $1,200. That's a beater, all right. Automatic, I don't want it. Besides, I got a beater already. Besides this taxi. Okay, let's get back in here. Okay. So what the hell happened? Oh yeah. These boys were fighting. They had all pulled into the gas station to pick up. There's somebody pulling in behind me. Fuck you. Okay. Where I was. So what? These 4 boys got into a fight with 4 other boys because they all pulled into a gas station, and one guy accused another guy of punching his girlfriend or something. It was something retarded like that, and that started a fight. And these guys were assaulting the guys that I ended up taking out to Bear Mountain. And Bear Mountain was a considerable distance from where we were. So I had a number of good long trips, and I had another one before that went from the Red Lion downtown, and then from downtown to Oak Bay, and then from Oak Bay to Gordon Head. You know, $45 fares and things like that. So I've done well. I've done well. I've had, I think, 27 trips for the night. And, you know, there's a couple of those where I had multiple stops on a fare, multiple stops. And, you know, after 3:30, the adrenaline just wore off. And I was just so tired that I was watching a whiskey review, and I fell asleep while watching this whiskey review. I'm gonna go watch it again, just because I missed some of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is just crazy, man, crazy. Oh yeah, we gotta... See, they put stupid things like this in the middle of the road, so you can't just go through from there to here. No, you have to go around the thing. It's Victoria. Awkward, 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 and everything is back-asswards in this town. Because I want to go this way. And look, there's the sky. We've got yellow from the sun. And down here, I'm guessing that the tow truck guys were busy tonight, because they're still playing around. Oh yeah. Yeah, busy tow truck guy. They got quite an operation going there. Well, Saturday morning and 1 hour to go. Maybe I'll get another fare, maybe I won't. Anyways, I'm probably going to run out of room on my phone, so I hope yours is better than mine.